Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, and my friends, we got some interesting rumors for you today on the fighting game front, and that is specifically on what is the next Netherrealm fighting game. We all know they're working on it. It's an open secret. They've been doing something. It's not like they've been just taking time off ever since Mortal Kombat 1, unfortunately, sort of got put in the bin. And the community's always been at loggerheads. Okay, is it going to be the next Injustice, or is it going to be yet another swing at bat at Mortal Kombat? And for today's rumor, and I'll have something to add for that myself at the end here, but for today's rumor, it's looking like it'll be the next Injustice game. So according to an article over at MP First, and I'll link this article for you in the video description if you want to check it out for yourself. But we have a resume from an artist who will go unnamed for now. And the resume, here are the things I've worked on. And one of the things they say is Injustice 3. Not Injustice, not Injustice 2, Injustice 3. Working for Warner Brothers Games in the artist department, and also naming here Hogwarts Legacy 2, which is obviously going to happen, and other unannounced projects. So this is a resume. You're doing this to get hired. You're not just going to make up video games or try to leak in a thing that's not necessarily out for the public to see. So I'm inclined to file this under legitimate. Doubly so because between artists and voice actors, this is like how half of all things in the video game industry leak. Someone will carelessly say in an interview or in a CV, oh, by the way, I worked on this thing that's totally not announced yet. Whoops. So we got this, right? And this is a pretty good indicator. As always, with all things I talk about when it comes to potential leaks and rumors, don't believe anything till you see it, right? Because nothing's final till it's final. But again, with this being a common way for things to leak out, and the fact that they haven't been the most subtle about this. Like after James Gunn took over for DC, right? He had interviews with Netherrealm Studios about making DC games. And wouldn't you know it, Injustice is sort of a DC game. They're sort of known for it. And, in a more economical sense, we're sort of due, if you will. Injustice 2 came out in 2017. Yes, 2017. Do you feel old yet? The game's almost 9 years old. It's almost been a decade without the last Injustice game. So we're due, especially in this era of a very resurgent DC. Basically, ever since James Gunn took over, DC's been firing on all cylinders. Like, the shows are doing good. The new direction with the movie's been doing great. I love the new Superman movie. Superman is my favorite hero, and they're finally getting it right in the movies. The DC Absolute line is setting the comic world on fire right now. The Absolute comics are selling insanely. Absolute Batman is outselling most manga. And then we got like the whole DC KO storyline, which is basically set up to be a fighting game-ish style event. Not the least of which is it effectively has guest characters. Things fighting games are definitely a big fan of. Homelander versus Superman? Yepper. Wonder Woman versus Red Sonja? Why not? Especially because we had Conan not too long ago in MK1. Red Sonja is sort of the next logical follow-through. Oh, and Scorpion and Sub-Zero in a canonical mainline DC comic. They did that as well. So new shows, new movies, new comic properties, just everything about DC doing good. Yeah, it's probably about time for the new DC fighter, especially because they did 2 Mortal Kombat games back to back. They did MK11 right into MK1. And MK1, God bless them, didn't hit as hard as everyone kind of hoped it would. So given the last time we had an Injustice was almost 10 years ago, maybe MK takes a step backwards. We figure out the MK formula again to make sure people are happy with it. And while Mortal Kombat's having a rest in the back, we bring Injustice just back to the forefront. And then, once again, now for my take on this, if you'll take my word for it, and we'll see what my word is worth, we're going to pull a this is what I heard. And Lord knows this is what I heard in the fighting game sense is going to be put through some really big tests in the near future. But on the Netherrealm front, I heard through the usual sources and grapevines that, yeah, the next game is the next Injustice game. And that would have been like over a year ago now, I think. And it's not much more complicated than that. Whatever they've been working on it for quite some time. They've been working on it since before Mortal Kombat 1 even came out. So it's not like they can quickly pivot and change games or anything like that. The only wrinkle in this is when I was told the next game is Injustice, I was actually told it's not necessarily Injustice, that it'll be DC Fighter. Maybe it's a tie-in with the DC KO thing, maybe it's a different thing, but Injustice has sort of ran its course as a storyline. There's really not much more Injustice 3 could plumb the depths of in like a Batman versus Superman kind of thing. Evil Superman is sort of done. Like, again, that new movie, right? Superman is back to being Superman. No more of that grim, dark, edgelord crap. Back to Superman being symbol of hope and inspiration. So yeah, I heard DC Fighter, but not necessarily titled Injustice 3. But again, this is over a year ago. Things can change in the naming conventions, especially over the course of a year. It could very well, just for pure branding purposes, still be Injustice. I didn't hear anything about any characters. I didn't hear anything about any story. All I know is DC fighting game. So that's where we're at. Another hint in the long lines of many. Over the last few years, I've definitely made more than one Injustice 3 video. The signs have been pointing this way for quite some time. Don't get me wrong, I do badly want a new Mortal Kombat game, but I also realize the franchise probably needs to rest a little bit to build some of the goodwill back that they lost from Mortal Kombat 1. Because whatever the new Mortal Kombat game is, it has to be a hit. It can't be well, it's not a miss. Mortal Kombat 1 still sold so much more than like Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8. So it's not a miss, but you know what I mean, right? It has to be Mortal Kombat again. It has to be a really big deal. And like for me, someone who lives and breathes fighting games, I didn't mind cameos at all, but it's very clear the public at large did not care for cameos as a mechanic. So for Mortal Kombat, like, I don't know what they're going to do, a back to basics. Like, I would love just like kind of more modernized version of MKX personally, but we'll see when we get there. But yeah, it can take a bit of a rest. It's been so long since the last Injustice game, however, they can go any direction they want with it and it'll effectively be novel and new. So we'll see where that lands up. But my friends, that is the news for the moment. So take it as it is. An artist putting basically Injustice 3 on their resume. Again, in gaming, this is a very, very just common way for things to leak out. So take it with a grain of salt, but I'm erring towards Injustice, especially because this is what I heard quite some time ago myself. But let me know what you think in the comments below. But otherwise, that is it for the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some fighting games.
This is the love making.